All right, everybody, welcome to the Social Chameleon. I'm Tyson. This is Justin. We're with Win the War Within, and we want to have a little show here. Just giving you guys some things to think about. We're just gonna basically kind of talk story a little bit and go for some ideas and hopefully provoke some thoughts within you guys. I mean, we're not here to motivate you guys or whatever. We just want to inspire some good thoughts, some good conversation, and hopefully you guys can better your life a little bit.
As a disclaimer, we are not clinical psychologists.
Don't play any on the internet.
Exactly, but we just have a lot of experience through personal development and whatever else. So, you know, we hope you enjoy what you guys are going to hear tonight, and please offer some feedback.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, so let's kick this thing off.
Let's get into this here. So the first, I lost my mouse. Oh crap!
Oh, it's right up there.
That's live for you.
Still working out the bugs.
Still working out the kinks here. But all right. So, tonight's topic, we're going to talk about mindset. And then with that, first question we kind of came up with to talk about was, when successful people talk about developing the right mindset, what are they talking about? Now, first of all, let's all make sure we have the same definition of mindset. This is a good one I found off of Wikipedia. A mindset is a set of assumptions, methods, or notations held by one or more people or groups of people. A mindset can also be seen as an indication of a person's worldview or philosophy of life. A mindset may also be so firmly established that it creates a powerful incentive within these people or groups to continue to adopt or accept prior behaviors, choices, or tools. I got it from Wikipedia. I think that's one of the best definitions I've ever heard of mindset. That's kind of how I think about it. I think that's how you think about it as well.
Yep.
And I think that's how most people think about it. So I just want to make sure we have a common definition of the word. And I kind of wanted to start this off with a thought I had last night. And, you know, we hear a lot about mindset and stuff. And so I was thinking, I wonder if you don't need this mindset stuff if you know what you're getting after. And, like, you already have, like, your vision and your passion, whatever you're doing, and you're so hyper-focused on it. Do you even need this mindset shit?
Yeah, you do. It's kind of like going to the gym, you know, getting yourself in shape and saying, hey, I'm in shape, I've reached my goals.
Right.
And then you stop going to the gym.
Right.
You know, because you felt you reached your goals. What happens, you know, a few months after or even a couple weeks after? You start to realize your results are diminishing.
Yeah.
You know, the mindset is not easy. You have to continually train that. You have to continually drive it. You know, it's not a self-driving vehicle.
Yeah.
You know, the destination will always change, the goal will always change, the purpose will always change. Mm-hmm. You know, and if you're not aware of that and you're just comfortable with reaching that first goal that you established, then you just plateau out. And then you're kind of in this where am I going stage. You know, what do I do now? You're lost. You don't want to be lost, you know. You want to have a backup plan to a backup plan to a backup plan, or a goal that furthers a different goal that furthers a different goal, as you try to, you know, chase after your success or your happiness, you know.
But what, you know what I was thinking about is, like, I mean, you know what it's like to be like hyper focused and excited about something. When I'm like that, I don't know about you, but I don't think about none of this stuff. I'm not thinking about, oh, I got to get up at 7 and I got to go get this done. That's all I can think about. That's all I'm doing anyway.
Yeah, that's what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
You know, like some people have the mindset, but they don't understand that the mindset correlates with your body, you know, and how obsessed you are with your thoughts. Mm-hmm. You know, some people have the mindset of, I'm going to set a goal.
Yeah.
Like every new year, they're going to set a goal. And they're going to say, hey, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. I'm going to make $5,000 a month.
Right.
And they just basically write it out. They do all their little things that they got to do, and then they just shove it.
Oh,
and
it's September. Everybody's New Year's goals are done already. If you're part of the 8%, congratulations. Keep on going. It's February 1st. But other than that, I mean...
Right? So,
you know,
hyper-focus is where you're trying to get to.
Yeah.
Because if you want your goals or dreams or your pursuit of happiness to happen, you have to be so obsessed about it. I mean, you can't sleep, you can't eat, you know, everything you write, everything that's coming out of you, everything you see as you drive is all about your focus, your goal, your business, your happiness, whatever it may be. If you're not at that level,
Yeah.
then you really don't have real goals. You don't have anything that is pushing you to achieve what you really want. You're just chasing being mediocre.
Right.
You know, guys like Grant Cardone and Tony Robbins have all talked about that. You know, if you're not obsessed with it, it's like falling in love with the person that is the one.
Right.
You have to be
This is a
completely
demonstration
obsessed.
of Wirecast.
You know, and once you're at that level, now comes maintenance and further training, where now you're finally focused. You have everything here, but that maintenance and training ends up doing this, and they call it tunnel vision.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and when you have that tunnel vision, that's the extreme level of focus. You know, that I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to fall down 10 times. You know, I'm going to almost die.
This is a
You know, I'm going
demonstration of Wirecast.
people are going to hate me. I'm going to hate my life. It doesn't matter. If this is what you want, and this is how bad you want it, do it.
Right.
You know, and you have to continually train. You know, person in martial arts, basketball, football, golf, doesn't matter. They just don't stop. The process is continuous. You want to be great. Great never ends.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
it never
Absolutely.
ever
Absolutely, I
ends.
agree with
People stop themselves short because they have talent.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, everybody's got talent.
This is a demonstration.
Everybody's got a gift.
of
Everybody has something.
Wirecast.
Everybody's got talent,
Absolutely.
but to make the talent a skill is something that you can repeat. It's repetitive. It's something that you can master. In order to take it from, you know, what was that word I just used? To a skill.
Mastery.
Well, to get it to a skill, you know, it takes that mindset. It takes that focus on, I will do whatever it takes. Talent is the word I was trying to figure out.
Okay.
Excuse me, it's been a long
This
day.
is a demonstration
But to
of
get yourself from
Wirecast.
being talented, to get yourself to being, you know, very skilled,
In a master.
it takes work. And even as a master status, you're not a master.
You got to keep doing it.
You gotta keep doing it, but it's how bad do you want it? You know, how far are you willing to go to break through your barriers, to eliminate your fears? You know what I mean? It's you gotta think about that kind of things when you're talking about, I want a better life, I want a great job, I want to be an
Better
entrepreneur,
relationship.
I want better
Wirecast.
relationships. You know?
Absolutely, definitely. I was just thinking about that. I was just wondering, like, I'm always reading, I'm always listening to podcasts. I was just wondering, like, you know, does that switch ever kind of turn off, or is it turned down, and because you're so focused anyway? But I like what you said. That was good. I mean,
Well,
I agree. I agree with that.
It's like, you know, we tend to, at the beginning of the new year when we make our resolutions, we tend to focus more on
This is
the
a demonstration
the
of
workouts of the
Wirecast.
body. You know, I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to run a 20-mile marathon, whatever the case may be. But the one muscle we never, ever truly work on is the brain. And in order to not find yourself in a limiting position in your career, in your life, in your job, because not everybody can be an entrepreneur. It's a tough
It's not,
thing.
and don't try to be one, because you hear about this shit on the internet. Gary Vee and all these guys are great people, but it ain't for everybody. It's okay being the number 2 guy. We need good number 2 guys. We need good managers. Some people want to be teachers. You just go be a teacher. Just be the best teacher. This show isn't just for entrepreneurs, and as we talked about before, I want this to be for everybody. If you want to be the best damn fireman, I think everything here on the Social Chameleon is going to help you with that. You want to be a best teacher, you want to be a janitor, you want to be, I don't care what you want to be. It doesn't have to be an entrepreneur. And I know entrepreneurship, especially in the culture now, is so glorified.
It's a thrown around word.
Yeah,
like
it's
love,
the coolest thing.
loyalty.
Let's get rich real quick.
You know, hey, I'm going to work for myself.
Right.
You know, but if you've got your parents helping you out,
Mm-hmm.
you know, if you don't have any real responsibility,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Hey,
Yeah.
chase your dreams, whatever. We're not limiting you on that. And if that's your situation, you are in a very powerful scenario because you've got support and help. But the reality is, you know, being an entrepreneur it's tough. It sucks. It's hard days, hard nights. It's being broke. It's dealing with failure. It's dealing with your own mindset.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing that's
This
going to
is
give
a
you the biggest
demonstration
hiccup.
of Wirecast.
It's going to limit you because you're going to allow yourself to, you're going to allow your beliefs to take hold of the defeat.
Yeah.
To take hold of the pain.
Yeah.
Instead of figuring out, okay, this happened, I failed here, it didn't work out. What's the next step?
And failure's good.
No.
We got to stop demonizing failure.
You need failure.
We have to have it.
How do you? It's like riding a
Have
bike.
to.
If you don't fall off, how do you know to continue to ride a bike?
Like, what's that? Is it Tony says that? Like, it's about the kids. When your kid's walking, he keeps falling down all the time, can't walk. You don't just give up. Ah, he's not a walker. Like, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. I'm like, oh, no shit. You're never going to stop
Right.
that. But why do we stop all the time? And, I mean, it sucks in school and a lot of workplaces. That is all we hear about. I mean, we grew up with that. Like, don't cheat on tests, which in the workforce is collaboration. And don't get anything wrong. And then in life, you're just scared to, oh, I can't make a mistake, I can't fail. And then we don't do shit.
Of Wirecast.
And then we wonder why 5, 10, 15 years later, here comes another New Year's, couple of drinks in, I got to get my resolutions in because I got to do this stuff. But then, and then comes, what now, February 1st. You're scared of failing because you're taught your whole life that don't fail, don't get the wrong answers. You know, and we got to stop that shit, you know. Just like these youth sports games and stuff, they don't keep score. I mean, that's great and all, but how do you know where to improve? If you don't win or lose, how do you get better? You know, you got to lose and say, that sucked. We got our ass kicked.
Right.
We got to go back to the practice field, you know, Monday morning, and we got to correct these problems.
Right.
You know, and this kind of things is not helping anybody, you know, and it's going to be a tough societal change. But at home as parents and whatever, you know, I know I do it, and I mean with my, you know, with our clients and stuff. Try shit, fail, do it, and guess what? But you got to make sure you learn something. You can't blame everything and everybody else. You gotta take ownership of that and fail, and then learn and say, okay, what went right, what wrong. Every bad shit that happens, there's always something good there. You just gotta find it. No matter how shitty it is, there's still always something there, and we gotta make sure that is part of it as well.
I mean, literally, name one company, if you can. Think to yourself now. Name one company, or one person that you know that has never made a mistake in their life. Good luck.
And if you think you that's true of a lot of places, you just don't hear about it because we don't own up to that shit. First of all, and then we cover it up. That's why we don't hear about it. Everybody makes mistakes all day long.
Right, but to have innovation.
Yeah.
To evolve or have evolution, it has to come from identifying a problem, which means there were mistakes made or something had gone wrong or whatnot. But it's only bad when you repeat the same mistake. And you guys hear this all the time, and heard this probably for many years from parents, family, friends, school people. It's the honest to God truth. It's a mistake, a learnable mistake if you've done it once. If you've done it more than once, that means you wanted it to happen. So you've got to kind of look inward, you know, and that's why getting back to my earlier point about, you know, people's New Year's resolutions and only dealing with their weight and the other, you know, parts of their body. They're not dealing with the physiology of it. They're not dealing with the actual brain itself. You know, you want to get better in life. You want to do things, you know, achieve more in your life.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Gotta read.
I mean, all the successful people in this world, and look it up, Bill Gates, Tony Robbins, you know,
Steve Jobs, whoever, everybody.
The list is endless. These guys that are the millionaires, the billionaires that you're chasing, okay, they read a minimum of half hour a day. I'm not talking comic books. I'm not talking menus. I am definitely not talking about the newspaper or any other bullshit like that. Read a damn book. Now, you're probably sitting there looking at me going, oh, that's easy for you. You know, you guys think this is your job. I'll be flat honest. I used to hate reading books.
Yeah, I did too. When I was growing up, it was punishment.
I found it as no purpose, you know, until I realized that, you know, in order to transform to the person I want to become, I have to make the disciplined effort to pick up a book and read. And it was tough. I started with 5 pages. I had to will myself through it because it's so annoying and irritating and frustrating. And the first year, and we're talking in 2009, this is after my grandparents passed away. That's when I first picked up a real book and read. I'll be honest. Every time in high school, in elementary school, I got Cliff Notes, Okay.
You read in high school?
No, I got Cliff Notes, or I'll be honest.
I didn't do that. I just winged it.
I used to be really good at just skimming through books, looking for characters, reading the front and the back, and then I could write an essay. I'm a talented writer.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
That's
I
true.
could sit there and when people hate writing 2,000 word essays, that's no problem for me. But reading, I hated it. But now I love it because when I first started out in 2009, I was just reading a book to get the book done.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying, hey, I read 10 books. Pat myself on the chest,
Not
pat
on my
myself on
belt.
the back. But I didn't learn anything. And it's frustrating, but I had to learn. It's a process.
Yeah.
Now it's 2018. I'm getting through a book every 3 or 4 days because it's not from my profession. It's because I have this obsession for knowledge now.
Mm-hmm.
I still hate math. I really do. But I have embraced reading.
This is a
And I've embraced the
demonstration
other
of
little things in my
Wirecast.
life that haven't worked because I created the mindset that says if I want success, if I want the life that I have felt that I was destined for, that'll put me in a position to provide value for those that I love, for the people around me, then I got to take the initiative. I got to suck it up. And this is just like being an entrepreneur. I got to put in the damn work.
Yeah.
And I put in the work. This is why we call this show the Social Chameleon.
Yeah.
Okay?
This
Chameleon
is a
can change colors in
demonstration
any
of
environment.
Ever adapting.
It adapts no matter what. What we're trying to do here is drop you guys enough knowledge every Thursday at 8 p.m. We're trying to drop you guys enough knowledge so that you're able to be in any conversation, any scenario, any age group. It doesn't matter, and fit in because you understand what the hell they're talking about. You could be at a social conference networking about business and you don't even own a damn business, but you're standing around trying to make friends, and all of a sudden you hear a topic that you heard
This is a
on this show.
demonstration of
And then you can go
Wirecast.
in depth with those people. That is what we're trying to provide. That is the value we're trying to give you guys, is what we've learned, and what we understand, and what we have implemented in our own lives. Because, you know, we're not going to go into detail, but we've come from some very bad backgrounds personally, and we've survived, and more than survived, we've thrived. We're in a position now that's going to be fantastic. And it's because we made the conscious choice and effort to say,
This is a
fuck it, we got
demonstration
nothing
of
else.
Wirecast.
That's for sure.
We forced ourselves into this position. And I mean, you know, I'll give you a perfect example. I graduated in '98 from James Campbell High School. Okay, went into college, Leeward Community College. I could care less about being in class. I skipped out as much as possible. I withdrew out as much as possible. I failed a lot of classes because, not because the class was hard, it's because I just didn't give a fuck.
Right.
I just was like, why am I here? I'd rather be partying, seeing my friends, going to movies,
This
and
is a
whatever else.
demonstration of
And I never
Wirecast.
understood the power of education.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I didn't value it enough.
Right.
And now, I recently graduated from Grand Canyon University, which is a fantastic university.
Magna Summa.
Magna cum laude.
There it is.
Okay. Managing 3 kids.
Yeah.
You know,
Little kids.
3 kids at home.
Yeah.
Homeschooling 1.
Mhm.
Okay. Going to school and working afterwards.
This
Getting
is a
maybe 4 or 5 hours sleep
demonstration
because
of
I'm helping
Wirecast.
other people do exactly what we're doing here
Yeah.
for hours upon the night. Sometimes I'm going to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, not because I'm out partying, not because I'm drinking, not because I'm watching TV. It's because I'm working. And then I wake up with 4 or 5 hours of sleep because I have, you know, my youngest son is going to turn 1 next month. And I have a 3-year-old girl and a 6-year-old that's turning 7 this month.
Mm-hmm.
But it's called balancing and my mindset.
Yeah.
You know, me and him
This
made
is
the
a
conscious effort to
demonstration
get
of
off
Wirecast.
the rock. We used to live in Hawaii. And we made that mindset because we told ourselves we want something better. We are limiting ourselves and we are wasting our talents. We are wasting our opportunity to do something great. We didn't say, hey, we're wasting our opportunity to be millionaires. Fuck that.
Yeah.
We're wasting our talent to provide help to people.
Yeah.
And that was, you know, the mindset. We said, you know what? No more. We've had enough.
We gotta get out of here.
We had enough. And that's why, like, my conscious
This is a
belief is,
demonstration of
you know, you can
Wirecast.
control your choices, your consistency, and what's that last one? It's your Traces consistency for the last scene.
Um,
I am tired and I am drawing a blank. Your commitment.
yeah, there you go.
See? And the sad part is I say this all the time to people, but it's just a commitment to excellence. It's a commitment to myself. It's a commitment to this guy right here. You know, we literally walked through the desert to get to this point.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
You know, we hope that you guys understand what we're doing and what we're saying to you guys, because we're going to be as real and as organic as possible. We're going to tell you some real shit, and we're going to tell you, you know, some very, very shit that's going to blow your mind, you know. So,
and you're probably not going to agree with it. That's good. We want you to think and have thought-provoking conversation.
Right.
Within yourself and within your group of friends, your coworkers, whoever. That's the thing. That's what we're missing. People don't think. Something like 96% of people don't think. Now, mental activity is not thinking. We all have that. But thinking. 3% of the people think they think, or 3% of people would rather die than think, and then the 1% or whatever it is are the people that are thinking, which are the people most of us look up to that are all the rich and famous stuff. But we just go through the motions every day. Oh, why are you doing this? Well, that's what everybody does. Well, fucking why? Well, I don't know. It's just what everybody does. Right. Well, why are you doing it? Well, I don't know. It's what everybody does. Did you stop to think that maybe you don't have to do it that way, or you don't have to do it at all, or whatever it is? That's what we want you guys to do. We want you to think. Stop being just robots and sheep and just, you know, following the masses without thinking about what you're doing. And is this really what you want to be doing with your life? Like, you know, you don't have to be rich and famous and a superstar and an entrepreneur. You know, like I said, if you want to be a fucking firefighter, be the best goddamn firefighter there is. Because you want to be that. That's success. Doing what you want to do and being what you want to be, that's success.
What makes
every
you happy?
day, yeah, every day you get up, you're doing what you want to do, that's success. And you're successful. You don't have to be this level of success that you see other people and you think that's what it is. If you're doing what you want to do every day, no matter how much money you make, because I tell you right now, all the money in the world ain't going to make you happy at a shitty ass thing you're doing. You know, that's success. And that's what we want to help, you know, ignite within you is that thing to think and to understand that you're doing what you want to do no matter how much money you're making. It's not about, it's not about that.
So getting back to the original question of, you know, what is the mindset?
Right.
It's very simple. It's about getting focused. That's how I would define it.
Yeah.
And to me, there's 3 levels of focus. First level is the thought, where it's like, you know, when I get to it, you know, yeah, I'll get it done, whatever. Second level is intent. Shit, I'm running out of time. Now you're rushing through everything.
Is a demonstration
You're not
of Wirecast.
thinking about the quality. You know, it's still the same line of thought where, you know, I'll get to it when I get to it, but it's a little more rushed.
Right.
Then there's, you know, the tunnel vision, where once that clicks in, that means you've discovered your passion or your purpose.
Yeah.
That means something has locked in your head because of a certain attachment to pain. You know, like Tony Robbins always talks about. You know, your reason to do something great is usually based off of an incident or something that has happened to you that has caused you so much pain. You know, like being so broke that you have to choose between, you know, buying diapers or putting food on the fucking table.
Right.
You know, you're sitting there crying in Walmart or Safeway or whatever, you know, to yourself and outwardly a little bit, you know, because your pride still kicks in, but you're sitting there crying about it because it hurts.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to do. And then you've got 2 choices right there. This is where the mindset kicks in, you know, and this is going to fit for anything else you do in life. You've got 2 choices. I can lay down and cry and just
blame everybody.
You know, fuck you. It's your problem. No, you
this is fault. The president's fault. It's the government's fault.
Yeah, but you can either do that and realize, shit, I just wasted a week, a month, a year of my life, and I still have the same fucking problem.
Yeah.
Or you can take the conscious decision and effort to say, you know what, I gotta fix this.
No more.
And it's still gonna hurt a little bit. You're not just gonna magically say that and come up with money in your pocket, but at least now your mindset is geared towards a target saying, fuck this. You know, I want a better life, but that's where most of us get stuck.
Yeah.
Because we don't know how to put that together.
What's next? Maybe even.
You know, that's where, you know, coaching comes around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, the mindset is about, you know, consistency. Consistency is key. You know, you have to maintain focus,
This is
and you have to have a commitment to action.
Wirecast.
But how do we organize what we want to do when we only have an inclination of what we want to do? That's where you go get a coach. And this is fantastic because you know, we've been preparing for this show and whatnot. And earlier today I was watching this Tony Robbins thing, and it was just spot on about coaching. You know, and in one of his UPW events, he was talking about, you know, and everybody's a coach nowadays. You turn to your friend, oh, he's a coach. That's a coach.
Yeah.
She's a coach.
Yeah.
You know, number one, don't have your friends as your coach or as your lifting partners or as your workout partners.
mentor.
Because at the end of the day, it's these friends that are going to lose the same amount of focus as you do because they're tied to you. You know, don't find a coach that just rubs you on your back all the time and says it's okay and whatnot. You know, I want you here for the next 3 years to just talk about the same fucking problem because we're coping.
Yeah.
Fuck coping. Okay? Coping just has the problem. It makes the problem linger. And it festers.
Right.
And it boils over.
This is a
We've been
demonstration
there.
of Wirecast.
You know, you sit there and you're angry for no fucking reason. You sit there and you start running through these thoughts in your head like, you know what, it's because of this person, because of that person. And then you're hurting because you still haven't solved the problem.
You get a little coping mechanism.
Yeah, you know, coping, and nothing wrong with drinking or doing drugs as long as there's a purpose.
Right.
As long as there's a purpose, you know, not the purpose that's gonna get you depressed,
Yeah.
but as a purpose of, hey, I'm enjoying myself, it's a good time,
Right.
whatever else. My life is cool. I'm
Have a
happy,
drink.
whatever. But if you're coping to stop your anger and your pain, whatever else. So at the end of the day,
This
going back to
is
what
a
Tony was saying, is you need a
demonstration of
coach that's
Wirecast.
gonna fucking give it to you. And if he hurts your feelings or she hurts your feelings,
Good.
good. Because at the end of the day, the one thing we fear the most is the truth that we already know.
Yeah.
We sit there knowing the answer to our fucking problems. And you know what the answer is? It's ourselves.
Yeah.
It's how we think. It's our physiology. If people don't know what physiology is, because that's a pretty big word, it's how you react. So I'm sitting here with my mindset saying, I'm going to do something great today. I feel fantastic. See, I'm in a great physiology. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to just grab it. And then there's other people that sit there, yeah, you know, I just want to make $1 million. And then you start to see them go like this. And, you know, I really wish that, you know, I'm going to be a success one day.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I've done both.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm grabbing. It's like what me and Tyson talked the other day. This is a perfect analogy of this. It's like a lion. There's two types of lions. Okay, with two different mindsets. There's a lion in the zoo. He knows he's getting fed at 3 o'clock. He knows he's getting his bed.
You guys ever watched Madagascar? You'll get it.
He knows he's gonna get a bath.
Yeah.
He knows he just has to do a show every half hour. Come out, do a little roar, kick back. He's gonna be taken care of. He's king of the fucking jungle.
Yeah.
Whatever else. Okay, and then there's the lion that's in the jungle. Okay, that's in Africa or the
Sahara, whatever.
Sahara. That lion with his crew only feed every so many months or weeks.
Right. Yeah.
A zebra comes running by, and in this little graphic, you know, I
This is a
apologize, but I have to get
demonstration
this
of
point across. You know,
Wirecast.
the little zebra comes running by. They've got two fucking choices. Either we kill that fucking zebra and we eat.
We eat today.
We're fucking eating
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Or, nah, you know, I'm gonna let it go by because, you know, it's a nice.
It's kind of hot out.
You know, whew, my paws are gonna get a little burnt.
I don't know about this.
Oh, I don't have enough water in my
Yeah.
system. No,
Yeah.
fuck that. You know, and you got to think about it this way: the lion that's out in the open
Mhm.
has a lot more opportunities once he
This
figures
is
out
a
his fucking problems, because
demonstration
it's
of
not
Wirecast.
limited by a fence
Mhm.
or by people that are feeding it to stay limited. Now think about that. What is school teaching you? And I'm not saying anything bad about schools, but right now, school systems, society itself, I'll refrain this from being the school thing. Society itself is teaching you to be limited.
Mm.
You got to be robotic. You have to do things a certain way because that's how it's always been done.
Yeah.
Okay, well, then how do you evolve?
Yeah.
How do you grow? How do you break through your
This is a
limitations?
demonstration of
By being
Wirecast.
robotic. You know how many college graduates there are waiting in the job line right now that wait 6 months to a year waiting for the right job has nothing to do with being millennial or whatnot. It's because they're told once you get a degree, you're automatically going to get at least interviews and a job in the field that you have your degree in. Unfortunately, the truth is a lot of these guys that have degrees aren't in the fucking field that they're in because the economy dictates their job market. If they are flat broke, they got to pay back their student loans within 6 months. They're going to take whatever job they want. If they go out and get a college degree in engineering, they can't get an engineering job. They end up getting a fucking job, at some fast food chain or whatnot as a manager. Guess what? They got to do that because hey, tick tock, your loans are coming up. You got to pay that shit back. You ain't got time to wait around and say, hey, I mean, school is great, okay, but school provides only a basic level of tools. Even though I have a degree and I went through the schooling, I also have a degree from the streets. Okay, I've had self-awareness and self-learning to get me to where I am today because I realized that school provides you the first step. The next step is your mindset. It's you discovering your purpose. It's you figuring out what you're good at. And you're not going to figure that out right away. But you got to find some way to ride the wave, okay, or continue to ride these short waves until that massive wave comes. But you have to be able to recognize that massive wave. And most people don't because they're too busy focusing on the little things. It's like running a marathon. My grandfather used to always tell me this. We used to live on a hill called Makakilo. Shout out to the hillside. But I used to, from my house to the rec center, I believe, was almost 2 miles. And it was a straight incline. And as an 8-year-old, I would bitch and complain because my grandfather would not like to drive up the hill because he wanted to save gas. That's great and fantastic, and, I used to bitch and complain about it because I would always think about how far the walk was and the fact that it's uphill. And he told me, quit focusing on the finish line. Focus on one foot in front of the other, and eventually we will get there. And I didn't understand that for a while. It took me a long time to really put that together and realize that I get what he's saying now. If you start focusing too much on the finish line, your mind starts to wander, and you start adding in these other difficulties that trip yourself up. You walk yourself into the pain. I'm going to catch a cramp. Oh, God, it's hot.
How am I going to do that when I get there? This is going to be hard. I don't understand.
It's going to take us hours.
I don't have money to hire those people or whatever it is.
What you believe comes true.
Yep.
So I took that philosophy in life and ran with it. Whenever I see a difficult situation, at first, it smacks you in the face. And of course, you got to think of it like, oh, what the fuck just happened? But then I regain my composure and then I step in and say, you know what? Let's go. And I put one foot in front of the other to get it done. Because it's my mindset. I made that conscious decision. I could make that conscious decision and make a bunch of excuses, but tell me how many times the excuses has paid you out. Exactly. How many paychecks can you cash that says excuses on top? I'm just saying. All right? But my job, I hate my fucking job. Then find a different job.
Do something about it.
Did you know that if you can create enough value that a job will pay you because you created that value?
Right.
But if you come into work
hating
that job, bitching about that job, complaining about that job that you went to school for, then don't blame anybody but yourself because you're limiting your options because you're sitting in a place that's not allowing you to grow. I may not know your situation. I may not know if it's the job's fault or your fault, but at the end of the day, it boils down to you and your decision.
It's always your fault.
No, it is because you have the conscious decision to fucking do something about it.
And if your job sucks, and let's just say wherever you live or whatever's going on, let's just say you can't get out of this job or whatever it be. Well, you choose. Every day you come to work and say, from the moment you wake up, oh, my day's going to be shitty, oh, this is going to suck. Guess what? It is. Because you've already decided before you got there, my day is going to suck. Tomorrow's going to suck. I can't wait till Friday because the weekend doesn't suck as much. And it's Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. Fuck, here we go, this shit again. Back to the sucky job. But if you just change, at least just that. You know what? this isn't what I thought it was going to be, or this isn't the great, or whatever. I'm having a hard time. I've got to figure this out, and start changing that to, all right, it's going to be a good day today because I'm going to go in there and I'm going to do the best job I can do. And if my boss is going to be an asshole, whatever you're going on at work, whatever your problems are, that's all right. Let them be. Forever and ever in life, there's going to be dickheads, assholes, dummies, whatever. People are always going to be like that. You choose how you're going to interact with them and what you're going to do. And, and it starts from the moment you wake up. You wake up in the morning and say, oh, fuck. Oh, Betty, man, here we go. I know she's got some dumb shit she's going to do. You already lost. You haven't got out of your house yet. Versus you wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I know Betty's going to drive me crazy today, but that's all right. She's just Betty. That's just how she is. And we're just going to move forward, and we're going to go on, man. I'm going to have a splendid day. And you take that type of mindset forward, and you start being like, this indispensable person. You start, maybe you got to pick up slack because you don't want to be at work because all these people around you, they don't do their job. Why they don't do their job? I can do my job. But that ain't the right shit to do. Mm-hmm. Help these people out. Maybe these guys are having a hard time or something like that. Mm-hmm. If you walked over to their desk or whatever, say, hey man, what's going on? Like, you're not pulling your own. And you just said, well, how can I help? Maybe this guy's wife is dying or something, and it's like, oh shit, I didn't know. No wonder why you're pulling your weight. That's a lot of stuff. Let me give you a hand.
Right.
And then all of a sudden your job gets better. You know what I mean? It's always your choice. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. Find solutions to these things. You got complaints at work? Good. Now what is the solution? Figure it out. Fix it. Whether it's leaving or doing extra work or talking with your boss, whatever it is, you make that decision. You make the choice every day to continue down that path.
Right. See, it's like, we work in this shitty job.
Yeah.
And then we say, you know what, if I go back to school, I'm going to get a better job. And you start looking at the pay increments, right? I'll go from making $25,000 a year to making $55,000 a year if I just get myself a degree. Okay, you go out, you go in that field, you get a degree, and trust me, I've seen many people do this. Friends of mine and people that I just come into acquaintance with, and they go out and they work their asses off for 3 years, and then they get into the work field, and then they automatically hate the job because they got to work. Mm-hmm. See, the thing is, the reason why they hate their job so much is because they feel that the job is not valuing them enough, whether it be the pay or the effort, they're not getting enough pats on the back or appreciation, but you have to understand it's not about the job valuing you, it's you valuing yourself.
Yeah.
And if you feel that really deep down that this job that I'm in is really not for me, then make the effort to start looking for a better job, because when you find the job that you really love doing, you're going to be more productive.
Yeah.
You're going to figure out ways to do other people's jobs, which brings you more value or makes you more valuable in the eyes of the ownership.
Yeah.
And they in turn are going to see that and say, hey, we want you here to further our mission.
And you're going to get a promotion, and you're going to get a raise, and all these things.
But all that won't matter, because at the end of the day, you have valued yourself enough to realize, hey, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
I am really, really happy. I know people that are making $80,000, $90,000 a year because that's what they wanted to do, but they hate their fucking job.
Happiness is a choice.
Because they got to work. And you know why they hate their job is because it comes down to usually the baseline issue for most people is financial.
Yeah.
Okay. They sit there complaining because they don't make enough money. They put it out on social media that, hey, I'm broke, whatever, I need help, this and that. Yet they are not, especially I'm talking about people that are in a position that have, great jobs doing whatever. Or, you know what, hell, fuck it. It's everybody. This is going to relate to a lot of people.
Yeah.
You sit there and you complain about not having enough money. It's the government, it's the system, it's my job, it's my student loans,
my skin color, whatever
it
is,
neighborhood. I come from this area, this neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
But you go out and you put this all on social media. You playing your story in front of everybody because you want people to know who you are and what you're about. You think you have an audience, whatever. And all of a sudden you're posting stuff about going to the club, getting turned up.
Got this new Gucci purse.
Exactly.
Got the Versace shirt on. I can't make rent.
You go right back to complaining.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, seriously. There are other people that are out there that are way broke than you are that are happy about their fucking lives, but they're not really happy, but they're outwardly projecting that, hey, I got to keep trying, I got to keep pushing. They're out there doing whatever they can. Hey, you have the right to live your life and do whatever the fuck you want to do, but you cannot be one of those people that's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
If you've got a financial problem, even though you've got a decent job or whatever the case may be, and that you have the resources to fix your financial problem, you need to look at yourself.
Yeah.
And if you hate what I'm saying, I could care less, because I've been in your
that's good,
shoes.
though.
But I've been in your shoes.
It was good. If you don't like what we're saying, good. Think about why. What is it inside of yourself that makes you upset?
Yep.
Go there and think about that. That's what we're trying to do. We want you to think and feel, and there needs to be emotion. There needs to be hard conversations, things you don't agree with.
That's
good. I
conversation,
find
right?
shit I don't agree with.
Yep.
Where did you come up with that? Like seriously, that's interesting. I never would have thought that was possible, or you could go that way, or whatever. There's lots of, it's a crazy shit people believe.
Yeah.
But they got there somehow. They believe that for some reason.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Yeah, you want to change your situation, you control the change. You control the thought process behind it. You control your commitment to it. You control how consistent you be. And we've said this earlier, the 3 C's. Yeah. That's probably the only fucking things you control in your life. You
only control your actions. There's nothing else. Everything out of this house, everything around me is out of my control. This thing could burn up in 10 seconds. I can't do nothing about that. Right. I can only control what I think and what I do, my actions, the way I respond, the way I treat people, the way I do things. All I can control, period, to the end of the day. You can lock me in a cell, but you cannot take away my mind and my thoughts and my choices. Ever. Right. Nothing. Right. That's the only thing we have.
Coming from Hawaii, we're very proud. We don't like to be called names. We don't like to back down from fights. But that has caused a lot of us to get into issues that we couldn't pull ourselves out of. And times have changed.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
15, 20 years ago, getting into a fight, no problem. People beef, which is called fighting. Yeah. People beef, and it's over. People move on. But you have to understand the dynamics. Back then, a lot of people couldn't fight. It was just all talk.
Yeah.
It was a lot of chest bumping and tattoos and whatever else. And then you come into now where guys have been training, doing MMA, and doing all this stuff, which I will say, a lot of the guys that are doing MMA aren't really doing it for the sport. They're just doing it, as a fad.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
And I can speak firsthand on that because I used to train and teach and run karate classes and do all that kind of stuff. And they tend to lose the focus on their things, but it's just, it's dangerous now, because you throw one punch in a street fight and the guy hits his head on the curb.
Yeah.
Guy doesn't wake up, the guy's in a coma. No matter how good you were up until that fucking point, your whole life is gone.
Yeah.
In jail, lawsuits. If you don't have anything, they go after your parents, they go after your loved ones. You lose everything because you made the conscious decision to not think.
Somebody smudged my Pumas.
Yeah. Oh, and the biggest thing, from when we grew up in Hawaii was, right, you looking at me?
Yeah.
Well, you have an eye problem.
You looking at my chick?
Huh? Well, you like gold. And
yeah, she's pretty. She walked by me. Yeah.
Pride is fantastic because pride can will you through certain things, But
this ego is the enemy. Great book.
Get
this book.
Change your fucking life. Hey, I used to be very punchy. And some people, my friends out there right now, are probably laughing because they're like, used to be. But I reacted a lot off of emotion, a lot off of my pain growing up. Pride from my childhood. Pride, when something affects you as a child, and you're put in positions that strike fear into you, that make you scared.
Of Wirecast.
It's like backing a wolf into the corner. At some point, that wolf's going to find a spot and just lash out because it's cornered. All it wants to do is just go on its merry way and not be bothered. So that's why I relate to the people that sit there right now and are saying, oh, but, I grew up, it's part of my life. Hey, it was part of my life too, but I had to put things into perspective. Could I possibly hurt somebody? You're damn right I could. Could I possibly kill somebody with the skills that I've, obtained over the years? Yes. But why don't I act on those things when I get angry now? Because I have 3 kids and I have a future to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
I have a reason to not be stupid. I have nothing to prove.
Right.
And even if I'm put in that position, I will do everything possible to walk away because it's not worth it. What's the lesson that comes out of it? You know, and I don't ever want to be in that position because for any of you instructors out there, guys who really know how to fight, not no bullshit MMA or bullshit martial arts. I mean, I'm talking about guys that really know how to fight. It's a thought in the back of your head all the time that, man, I don't want to get into a situation. Mm-hmm. I'm really afraid that I'm not going to be able to control myself because guys who are like that, who are like me, have a hard time controlling emotions. Mm-hmm. And when the emotion is it's like a volcano when it's pumping, it's hard to have the right mindset to say stop.
And those habits and those
things
kick in. Yeah, those old unconscious behaviors and those moves just start going, and next thing you know, it's like, oh.
That's why with the mindset thing, you have to have a coach or person in your life that's going to hold you accountable. Mm-hmm. And you have to have many of those people at different age levels. Hell, my son makes me accountable. My 6-year-old son makes me accountable. The other day, I stopped at a gas station to grab me a soda, and he was with me in the car. And when I got there, it was not busy. It had one fucking car. It was not busy. I pulled in, I grabbed my soda, I get in. Next thing you know, there's about 10 freaking cars there. And I'm parked right next to a van. And on the other side, I just seen this older gentleman get into his vehicle. And as I'm pulling out, he pulls out. He reverses this way. I'm reversing this way. We're both looking at each other. So I figured I'm going to be the nice guy. I'm going to pull back in. I'm going to let him go. I pull back in. I wait about 30 seconds. Well, guess what he's doing? Waiting 30 fucking seconds with me. We both pull out and doing the same fucking thing. Looking at each other. I'm in the car, getting all nuts like how I am now. I'm going, what the fuck are you doing, you? Jesus Christ. And he's looking at me because he looks like he's in his 60s. He's just waving high, going, sorry. Have you ever seen the movie? Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie Euro Trip? It's that one guy in the train going, "Scoozy,
Miss Scoozy."
So yeah, he was waving at me and just like, hey, sorry. So I'm ready to just unleash hell. I'm trying so hard to bite my lip, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And I'm not saying it a lot because my son is with me, but I sound like a madman because I'm like, my son back there looks at me and goes, because I told him to hold me accountable because I have to teach my son valuable lessons. I told him to hold me accountable. He leaned forward and said, "Dad, calm down." Calm down.
Calm down.
And I looked at him. And normally, if there's any of my friends that said that, I would tell them to go fuck off.
Yeah.
Because that's how I am. If some people, my friends out there that really know me, but I've changed and I've grown. I looked at him and I went,
"This is a demonstration
yes,
of Wirecast."
You're right.
Good point.
Good point. I pulled back in. He goes, Dad. I'm not negative right now. Dad, I'm happy.
They say the craziest things when they're young like that.
Well, I told him that I've been training him to think about being positive at all times and how we react.
Yeah.
And I told him, as an example, I would like you to hold me accountable because I am the standard that you're trying to beat.
Right, yeah, I like that.
And if I am not setting the standard for you, you tell me.
Let me know.
And I will not punish you for that because guess what, son? That's where I make a mistake and that's where I screwed up.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
So he just out of nowhere just surprises me with these things like that. Just calm down. It's not so much he just sat back and said, "Dad, calm down." He just leaned forward and was like,
"It's okay,
calm down." The head shake, the handshake. Right. So I did, and this is where my training and my things have come into play, my education. Mm-hmm. I pulled back in, I rolled the windows down, turned the car off, put on some happy music, and I sat there for 5 minutes to decompress. Because I knew that if I do not disrupt my pattern, which is what Tony Robbins teaches you.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
If you do not disrupt your pattern of negativity, that state of mind that you're in, you're going to continue to stay there. And guess what? It becomes it's
contagious.
It's not only contagious, but it starts to feel like quicksand.
Because you just keep slipping down.
Every little thing that will piss you off.
Yeah.
And
especially driving,
and especially driving here in Arizona, because if you've never been to Arizona, I love this state, but they had this thing for some reason against streetlights. So
some places
it's dark.
Some places,
in a lot of the areas, and number two, a lot of the drivers here are very
old.
Well, they're very erratic. Unlike other places, they really take risks that they don't have to.
Yes.
So if you're driving on the road and these people are taking these risks and all you're doing is just compounding, your anger.
Yeah.
It's going to eventually get you into a position that's going to make you regret what the hell's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to sit there for 5 minutes, and I would have sat there however long it took to break my pattern of thinking, because I had my kid in my
This is a
car.
demonstration of
And
Wirecast.
when I got relaxed and ready to go, I turned to Tristan and I said, "Hey, thank you, son. I love you. The only reason why I was getting upset was because these people were putting us in a very difficult scenario, putting you in danger. And, I get more panicky when my kid's in the car. If it was me, maybe I wouldn't have overreacted.
Yeah.
Maybe I would have, I don't know. But normally, I usually don't overreact like that anymore. But it's just when my kids are in the car, you become that protector,
This is
that
a
father lion, right?
demonstration
It's
of
like, no
Wirecast.
matter what, I gotta protect them, and I didn't realize if I kept on going that way, I probably would have been speeding, probably would have missed a light, probably would have something.
Yeah.
And-
Cut somebody off. Little more road rage.
Right. And I didn't want to do that. So
Right.
it's the mindset thing,
Yeah.
right? It's what we pass on, what we teach, and
Yeah.
this and that, right? So, what's another thing we can get to?
So next we have is, let's see here. Why is developing the right mindset important?
This is a demonstration
Right.
of Wirecast.
Well, the right mindset is, like I said, it's like I said, it's 3 levels of focus, right? It's the thought, the intent, and
Yeah.
the tunnel vision. And some of us really don't know what we're focusing on because we are, what's that old adage, the jack of many trades?
Jack of all trades, master
Jack
of
of
nothing.
all trades, master
Yeah.
of none. It's because maybe throughout our lifetime we have experienced a lot of different things
Mhm.
and learned a lot of different things, skill sets, this
Yeah.
and that. But when you're financially
This
strapped,
is a demonstration of
it's a tourniquet
Wirecast.
on your life,
Mhm.
and you start to, God, I got to do something. I got to do something. Oh shit, I need a
Yeah.
job. Oh,
Yeah.
I need a career.
Mm.
But you have to understand what you're defining.
Mhm.
See, your confidence dictates your passion and purpose,
Mm.
right? And if you're not confident in what you're doing, you're just going to settle for whatever comes along, and you just continually to just stroll down that hill of bullshit
Yeah.
and depression because you just hate your life.
This is a demonstration
And that's having the
of
wrong
Wirecast.
mindset. You have to really understand that. Which mindset are you using? Something in panic, or something that's going to further your ultimate goal.
Mhm.
But that takes you sitting down and writing it out. What are your goals? What do you really want to do? Don't give me no bullshit goals. You have to be extremely specific.
I want to make money.
You should start off with, what do you want to do? How do you want to use yourself to a point where you're valued,
Mhm.
to know that
This
you're
is a
providing value?
demonstration of Wirecast.
Write that down. And if it seems outrageous, let's say you come from a poor neighborhood, bad education, high school, elementary, whatnot. You're 20-something years old, 30-something years old, and you've been working, whatever profession. I don't want to down any profession, but let's say something like, fast food, or some people hate construction. Most people like construction. It just depends on the money. It's not putting any of those jobs down, but let's say you wanted to become a doctor or something, and you write it down on paper. What I really want to do is
This
I
is
want
a
to be a
demonstration of
veterinarian. I
Wirecast.
really want to be a children's doctor and help
Mhm.
people. Don't be afraid of it.
Yeah.
Put it down and then ask yourself the questions. How can I get to that? Developing the mindset. How can I get to that? Because until you work out your problem,
Mhm.
you're not going to find the solution. It's always going to be like this.
Yeah.
It's going to be unorganized.
Next shiny thing, next get rich quick, whatever.
And like I said,
next job. Oh, they pay a little bit more. We go over there, and next thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's just,
Is a
yeah.
your
demonstration of
finances
Wirecast.
and your financial situation
Mhm.
dictated. And I'm not talking about, when I say financial situation, I'm not talking about what the fucking state does to you. We're going back to this again. Not what the state does to you, not what your job does to you, not what your country does to you. The financial situation is how you handle your money. What is a priority in your life?
Mhm.
If you really want to shoot for the moon, you really have to really judge your life.
Yeah.
And if there's a lot of
This
things
is a
where you need to change
demonstration
it,
of
fucking change it.
Wirecast.
Yeah.
We went to this seminar back in Hawaii before we left, and it was it had Joe Montana and all.
Oh,
these guys.
yeah, yeah.
I forgot
yeah.
what it was
Oh, I
called.
don't remember.
But we saw Colin Powell and all these guys.
Yeah.
But the
Mhm.
one guy that stood out to me, And I said we had Joe Montana.
Yeah,
we
Joe
had
Montana.
Powell.
There's
We
a bunch
had,
of guys there.
Some guys from Microsoft and whatever else pitching different
Something.
things.
There was a bunch of
It was a
people.
huge ass
Yeah.
conference, like getting people to work in America or some
Kind of a
bullshit.
motivational
But
kind of thing or something like that.
There was this guy called Chris Dunham,
This is a
and
demonstration
he said something
of
that was so
Wirecast.
profound. He said, you know, you can reach for the trees and drag your feet in the mud.
Yeah.
Or you can reach for the stars and drag your feet in the trees.
And drag your feet in the clouds.
Drag your feet in the clouds. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
Yeah.
it's perspective.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, okay. It really clicked something in me. Like, you know what? It's about how you perceive things and how you handle things. So, come back to your finances. Really, if you're tired of your life and tired of complaining and you want a better life, you want to
This
become
is a
that doctor,
demonstration of
but you see all your money
Wirecast.
going out to
Jordans and
well, your
$200
parents,
cable TV and
you know, beer,
yeah,
drugs,
right,
pottying.
right.
You know, you got to evaluate that. You got to be honest. You might
What's
have to change
important?
your complete environment. You might have to move. You might have to change your friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that's whatever you're chasing to be happy. If you're happy in the profession you're in, then there's no reason for
Then
you to
good.
be on this show.
Well, maybe no, there is.
Oh, well,
Because
yeah,
you can
okay.
be better at your job. You can be a better
This is
inspiration and a
demonstration of
motivation
Wirecast.
to
Right,
your
right,
coworkers
right,
and
right.
people around you, the customers or whoever you interact with. There's something here. This is not just for entrepreneurs. You know.
Right? You find
You know?
different value in
Yeah.
it. You know,
Yeah.
how to become a better leader, better person.
Yeah.
Because we're not just talking about, you know, only personal development stuff. Throughout the course of this show, from here on out, every Thursday at 8 p.m., what we're going to be talking about is everything that transcends you, that's
Yeah.
transformational. Whether it's your business, your life, relationships,
Mhm.
dealing with
This is
personal
a
strife.
demonstration of
You know,
Wirecast.
the angst, the
Yeah.
anxiety, the feeling, oh fuck, how do I change things?
Right.
That's what we're here to do. But tonight is just about developing the right mindset. Like what are your thoughts on it? You know, what do you think about, you know, the developing the right mindset is important.
It starts with you know your beliefs, challenging your beliefs.
Beliefs.
You know what are your beliefs,
Right.
and then think about them. Like what do you believe in? Like what are the things you believe?
This
It's
is
like,
a demonstration
do they serve
of
you?
Wirecast.
Are these things that just somebody told you, like your parents or whoever, oh, this is what you believe in, and you're like, okay, you know, but you never really thought of it or whatever, you know, and then your behaviors also, you know, the things you're doing, like you were saying, you know, how are you behaving, but even beyond that is your unconscious behavior, the things we do subconsciously. Most of our things we do all day long happen unconsciously. We have no idea that we're doing them. They just happen because they're our unconscious behaviors. Those are the things we really
This is a
we really need to watch out for.
demonstration
We really
of
need to change.
Wirecast.
Right.
You know, and these little things like sit around and think about, like write down the things you do all day. Just take a note of all these little things you do, and look back at them today, and you'll be surprised at all the dumb shit you do all day long. We waste so everybody's so busy. You're fucking not busy. Most people that say that, they ain't fucking busy. You know, they're wasting time checking email, checking my phone, I'm pissing, I'm talking to this person or that person, I'm
This is a
dilly-dallying.
demonstration of
You ain't busy.
Wirecast.
And busy's a choice. You choose to be that way because it sounds cool. You can tell your friends, oh, I was up at 6 and I went to bed at midnight. Oh, I don't get any sleep. I don't see how that's something to aspire to, you know? So those are the things. You gotta identify your beliefs and question them. What do I believe? Why do I believe that? Does this still serve me?
Mhm.
And if it doesn't serve you, you change it. You've got to get a new belief. You can't get rid of one and leave a
This is
void
a
there.
demonstration of
You have to put
Wirecast.
something else in its place. You know, just like, you know, a bad habit or bad behavior, you have to put a good one there. So let's say you gamble. If you gamble, you know, I'm not gambling anymore. Well, something else has got to go there in its place. You've got to put something else there.
That is true. That is true.
Hold on 1 second. Live video ended. Oh. What?
I think it was an hour long.
Hold on. Instagram. Oh, sorry. Instagram cut us off, so we're gonna try and get back up on Instagram real quick. Give me
This
1
is a
second.
demonstration of
I guess we're
Wirecast.
capped off at an hour.
Dropping
Yes.
too much. That's why.
Video say, yeah. All right.
Just bear with us. If you
Sorry.
guys stay tuned and stick with us, we'll be doing a
All right, hey, we're back. We're back. If you guys got cut off. I guess Instagram stops you at an hour. We're new to this, so we didn't know that. So we'll jump back in. Everybody else on Facebook and YouTube and everything else, we're still here.
Like I was
Sorry
saying,
about
if you stick with us throughout the show, we're going to actually be giving away a book.
Yeah, absolutely.
For next week, we're going to be giving away a book from selected viewers tonight. But
we'll get over to that. But
we'll get back to that. But
yeah, I said beliefs and unconscious behavior.
Yeah.
You know, challenge those things, identify them, and get rid of them. One, maybe two at a time. You know, get rid of them, put something else in its place, and then when there's finally a habit, there's finally something new, and you're finally just doing it, you get to the state, you know, like when you drive, you're driving along, and you're like, oh, how did I get here? It's called unconscious competence. You can do something unconsciously at a competent level. When you're replacing these behaviors and these beliefs and these things, when you get to a level like that, get a new one, and take one out, put one in, and just keep doing that. That'll bring you, you know, down this road of developing the mindset, becoming a better husband, a better father, a mother, a sister, a daughter, a son, an employee, an employer, you know, an entrepreneur, whatever it is. That every day you work on these things, you'll become that better type of person.
And this actually relates really well to business and not just personal development.
Yeah.
You know, we did a seminar a couple of weeks ago, and a question came up about how do I, you know, ask the client to come back. You know, and ask them for more business. You know, and that stems from having the right mindset.
Yeah.
Having the right mindset creates personal value. You start to see your value and understand what you're providing to the client. When you understand that, then you have no problem asking the client, hey, you want to do another session? Because the client will be eager to come back. You know, you're providing that value to that person. And, you know, some people are always like, you know, it's hard about the sale and this and that. Just know yourself before you try to know anything else. If you know yourself and know your product.
That's what you're talking about. It's only hard because you're probably bullshitting these people, or your product sucks, or you don't believe in it. Nike don't have to beg you to come back to their store. Apple don't beg you to come in there and buy their products. Because they're doing good shit. Companies that do good shit, provide real value, they don't have to ask you to come and buy their stuff and beg for the sale and stuff. You know, I'm not saying not to ask for the sale, not to close, but you don't have to have this mindset of thing. When you're doing something real, providing real value, helping people, changing their lives, a product that does the things that they want, you know, solves problems, whatever these things are, the things that look around your house and the things that you love and cherish, you know, it's solving a problem, it's filling a need, it's providing value. Nobody's begging these people, you to buy these things because they're good shit, you know? And if that's your business or your job or whatever it is, and you're having to beg people to come in for business, maybe you should think about what you're doing and how you're doing it, you know, because you shouldn't have to be doing those things.
Right, because developing the right mindset is about developing the value of yourself. When you understand your value, now you know it's no longer in terms of price. You know, that, hey, you need my product. You need you know, but, you know, the question comes from then is, how do you begin to develop the right mindset? You know, and that's where a lot of people are stuck. It's like, you know, I want to change. I want to put the max effort into it. But how do I go about in doing that? You know, and it comes through changing your beliefs and your behavior. You know, you have to, you know, I would suggest to go read every half hour. If you hate reading, read.
But if you hate reading, that's okay. I don't like physical books. Get an audiobook. It's the same thing. Your brain don't know the difference. There's free shit out there. I don't know about Apple, but I know Google, on the Google Play Store, they have free books. And, you know, I know a little hack before, you know, when I didn't have a lot of money and I wanted to read a book. Like I said, I don't like to read, and I really don't want to read on my phone. I would get a free book, or like a cheap, you know, I'd wait till the book goes on sale, or, you know, whatever. I get a gift card or something like that. And then I have my phone, like the accessibility mode for like the blind people, and my phone would read the book to me. And then boom, free book. And I didn't pay for Audible or whatever. I mean, I do now. I love it. I devour books on my, you know, like Tony says, net time. no extra time when I'm driving. There's always an audiobook on. There's always a podcast on.
Mm-hmm.
There's no podcasts are free, and there is so much great information out there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
This
You're in the
is a
car.
demonstration
I mean,
of
hey,
Wirecast.
I like Puff Daddy just like the next guy, but I choose. I'm gonna put on a podcast or a book because that's what's important, and I know I gotta be reading, and I know I gotta keep learning and keep growing my mindset, and listening to people and things that I don't agree with, and that aren't up my alley because I want to hear where they come from. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there's no excuses. It's too easy nowadays.
Yeah, read books, seek trainings.
Yeah.
You know, if you're one of those, if you have a business, I mean, every business involves people, but if it's really about people
Mhm.
itself and
This is a
establishing
demonstration
relationships, but
of
you hate,
Wirecast.
let's say you're an introvert or you just haven't been able to fight the fear of breaking the ice
Mhm.
and where it's not so awkward.
Yeah.
You got to practice. Go to these networking events. Go to random events.
No, go outside. Go to Starbucks.
Yeah.
Go somewhere.
Yeah,
Talk
that's
to
a very
people.
good point. You know what?
What a grocery store.
I mean, I was thinking more on the level of trying to grow your business as well as grow your self-confidence.
Yeah.
But he has a very good point here. Get out to a Starbucks and just make a random
Whatever coffee
conversation.
you
This is a
love.
demonstration
Or
of
Walmart,
Wirecast.
Yeah.
or wherever,
Target,
where you're
wherever,
eating at.
yeah.
Just make a random
Park.
conversation and see how you can work your hook on how to reel the
Yeah.
person in. Like, hey, that's a nice
Oh,
watch.
you know that's really good. I don't know if you know Noah Kagan has his coffee challenge. Go to your favorite coffee spot and ask the person there for 10% off. That is gonna. If you're sitting here right now and you think, nothing, I challenge you to go do it. You'll probably pussy out and not do it. That's just hard. A lot of people if you're not used to that stuff, you're not used to rejection, you're not used to talking to people and looking people in the face and talking to them. That's hard. But it's simple. Just ask for a discount. And when they ask why, just tell them because anything. When you use the word because, people generally just believe whatever it is you say. It's just a little psychological thing or whatever. Say because I'm awesome, because it's a great day, because it's Wednesday. Just do something. Just ask for a discount. Those little things like that, you can build out, build these things and build these skills and develop these things and get used to talking to people, get used to looking people in the eye, get used to,
This is a
asking for
demonstration
the
of
clothes,
Wirecast.
asking for the sale, asking for a discount and these different things like that. You learn these skills and you learn to, be okay with rejection, be okay with failure.
Right.
And you go to Starbucks and you chicken out and you shit your pants, that's fine. Go to the bathroom, wipe up a little bit, and look at yourself in the mirror and say, what happened?
Right.
It's okay. Tomorrow I'm going to do it again until I stop shitting on myself, until you get good at it,
Right.
And so you're asking for 10% off, 20% off. Hey, shit, can we get a free coffee now?
Right.
And then these skills will keep developing and you'll keep going and going around and going through.
This is a
And
demonstration of Wirecast.
you'll be able to do these things and you'll get out of your shell a little bit. You'll learn to talk to people and learn to have these types of conversations.
I am very introverted, believe it or not. And like I said, a lot of people that know me would be like, nah, it doesn't sound right. But I'm a different person in front of other people because
Right.
I was trained that way. Personally, I'd rather at times just keep to myself.
Mm-hmm.
But then it just dawned on me, especially moving up here, and the reason why we're up here, it's I can't provide value if I stay dormant.
This is a demonstration
but
of Wirecast.
For a person like myself, it's easier for me to make conversation with people and whatnot because I forced myself through a series of things throughout my life, dealing with embarrassment, dealing with heartache, dealing with making major mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to just own it. These are valuable lessons that I learned from my grandfather. You know what I mean? Face it head on. Punch first, talk later. And those things live with me. But I'm out there now talking to people and
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
getting out there and breaking those barriers. I can relate completely with those that are introverted that hate talking to people. I mean, it's so bad where my grandfather put me in conversations with these admirals and these captains and whatnot because he was in the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd have these, to me, uncomfortable conversations at the golf course or eating at an area because he would just be like, hey, here's my grandson. Go ahead, talk to them. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Okay, hey, how's it going? And then it got kind of,
of Wirecast.
I could be put in any situation with him, with any of my other family members or friends. I could automatically talk to a group and be fine in this and that. But on the reverse side, if I'm walking up Makakilo to go play basketball and I see somebody at the bus stop, about half a block up, I would literally stop in my tracks. This is when I was, in my teenage years. I would stop in my tracks and walk across the street and continue my walk because I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to deal with anybody.
Interesting.
And
This is a
that's what I would always do. And the
demonstration
shitty
of
part was when there were
Wirecast.
days when there's kids on both sides.
Mm.
So I'd have to literally,
And what
if
do
you've
you
never
do?
been on Mach Kilo Drive, it's a center median with 2 lanes on each side.
Yeah.
Cars ripping back and forth. So
Up and down
you'll
the hill.
see me when I was, 15, 16 years old, going like this across the street. All the way up Mach Kilo, zigzag. And what it did was, it added probably 15 to 20 minutes more on my walk
Mm-hmm.
for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't want to have that awkward, hey, hi, hey.
Yeah. Right.
Because I don't want to get,
This
I guess,
is a
roped into a
demonstration
conversation.
of
And that kind of
Wirecast.
carried on, through my 20s and whatnot. You'd see me in a group environment with people that I love to be around. Hey, I'm the chattiest motherfucker there. I'm like, hey, let's go, let's have a good time. Party! But if I'm at my house and I'm somebody walks by and wants to talk story, or it's my neighbor, or somebody that I don't cruise with every day, that I guess, as you could say, as an introvert, if you're not really comfortable with the person, or they'll never understand it. You know what I mean?
This
They
is a
think of you as
demonstration
"Oh,
of
this
Wirecast.
asshole.
Yeah.
Doesn't like talking.
This gets
to me."
weird. Yeah.
I would literally avoid people, even people that recent family members or whatnot. And I hope they forgive me for it. It's not because I was being a dick or because of them. It's just honest to God. My mindset was, I shrivel up. I don't know how to talk. I say awkward things like when you're meeting that first girl. It's like, hey, how was your day?
I like frogs.
Yeah, but that's how I was.
This
What?
is a
Sweaty
demonstration
palms,
of
okay.
Wirecast.
Sweaty palms. I go up there and it's just like, the shake in Hawaii, we give the hug. You give the hug, but after that it's like, hey, so you're in school? Yep, I love school. Love school. I'm doing really well, and they're looking at me like I'm not deaf, dumb, or blind. And the whole time I'm like, I just want to get out of this conversation. I would
Right.
even go to the point where if I seen them sitting there and we made eye contact, I go, oh fuck, and I just kind of lean back and get up and walk. And I never understood it from their
This is
perspective.
a
that,
demonstration
oh, this
of
fucking kid.
That's weird.
Wirecast.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want to talk about it. They don't understand that, it's because of, it's because of situations like abuse or bullying. In my elementary school, I had a lot of bullying, race issues, but that's what led to me being introvert. I created the mindset of it's better to just fade into the crowd and not bother anybody. Life will be better that way. But then it was
This
conflicting
is
of
a
interest when
demonstration
my
of Wirecast.
grandfather or other family members would be like, throw me to the wolves. Here you go, talk story. It's like, oh, okay, I can be 2 different masks if I have to be. And now I'm at the point where, because I do a lot of ride share, and I think it's the perfect platform if you're an entrepreneur to not only break down your barriers of talking to people. And ride share, I mean Uber and Lyft and all this other stuff, but to break down your barriers and to build comfortability with people, because you are forced to be in a confined space to the point where they jump in the front seat. They're like, hey, how's your day going? Well, it's beautiful or what? And you're over there like, especially if you don't like being touched, it's like, God. But after doing it for so long, you're like, yeah, everything's fine. Thanks for telling me. But you'll start to see yourself grow.
Yeah.
But you have to kind of put yourself into the mess. And for me, I'm all about diving in and saying, fuck it. Because that's how you learn.
Yeah. No, I like to call it getting comfortable being uncomfortable.
You have to, in order for you to grow, you have to develop.
This is
In order
a
to develop, you
demonstration
have
of
to make the
Wirecast.
conscious decision, the mindset, to say, you know what, I'm not afraid. Because I've already accepted failure. I've already accepted fear. I've already accepted making mistakes.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it. Falling down a flight of stairs after you just waved hi to all your classmates. And you just... And many of you St. Louis guys will remember that. Bertram Hall, for some reason, I believe those steps are tilted a little bit. And
you keep telling yourself that.
And back in the 90s, when it rains,
This is a
it's
demonstration of
slick.
Wirecast.
Slick. And I slipped the whole flight of stairs down, but I was good. I was the magic man. Landed on my feet and continued my shotgun as I exit stage right. But that's how I just accepted it. It's like, fuck it, I accepted it. Heartbreak. just accepted it. You know, get your heart broken, you have to walk, you know, almost 10 miles back to your auntie's house so you can get a ride back home. Realizing that the whole day, the girl that dumped you, I'm not going to say names because I'm good friends with her and I love her to death, but dumped me for a guy that was there all day that's a classmate of mine.
Oh, no.
The whole day.
Oh.
You know how hard it is? You want to talk about learning to cope with disappointment?
Wait a second.
You know, to cope with disappointment? I mean, I can laugh about it because it's pretty funny. And
yeah.
I'm not resentful. I'm just sharing the story with you guys. But if you know the bus system in Hawaii, especially back in the 90s, it was horrific.
Yeah.
To get from Makakilo to Ala Moana Beach Park, and I'm getting into specifics, but Ala Moana Beach Park took almost an hour and a half to 2 hours on a Saturday.
Was that 25, 30 miles maybe?
Probably about 35 miles.
Yeah.
Okay, and the bus
Hours.
took the scenic route.
Yes.
So I'd have to wake up at 5
All
o'clock
the
in the morning
streets.
to get to a certain place in downtown to get to Ala Moana Beach Park by 8:30, 9 o'clock, which is what we were told to do. I get down there, and the whole day, there's a little bit of awkwardness, and the whole day, a friend of mine playing volleyball with me, talking story with me, you know. Then when she breaks up with me, I was okay with it because she did it at the end of the day. I'm thinking, oh, fuck it, at least it gets the bus home.
Yeah.
And she does it with the guy sitting next to her. That's my friend. She tells me, yeah, we're not going to go out anymore. I'm just paraphrasing. And then she says, yeah, this is the guy I'm going out with now. Wow. Confidence level, zero. Pride kicked out the door. And I love both of them. You know, I'm not angry about it. I never was angry about it. I guess how I took it as was it's life.
Is a demonstration
and it's part of the process.
Wirecast.
Because I've never experienced it before because that was my first girlfriend.
Mm.
But it was funny because I realized that I didn't remember the Saturday bus schedule.
Oh.
So I didn't have, number one, my bus pass to get back because I actually paid cash because I thought I was going to get a ride back.
Right.
And the bus would have been 3 or 4 hours later to get back to Makakilo.
Yeah.
So I had to call my grandfather, who happened to be at his sister-in-law's house, all the way down in Makiki. And I had to walk
This is a demonstration
walk.
from
of
Ala Moana
Wirecast.
Beach Park. It's a walk by itself without kicking yourself in the ass.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're
Yes.
walking, and I swear to God, this is about conscious decision, focusing on things subconsciously.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm walking, this is why it's so funny to me. As I'm walking, I start noticing couples making out,
Everywhere.
holding hands, doing the hard
Dig a
thing.
little deeper.
And I'm over here as I'm walking by going, you know, it's okay. But
Yes, keep stabbing.
did it hurt as a freshman?
Demonstration
Yes.
of Wirecast.
Did it leave a lasting impression? Definitely. But it taught me a very valuable lesson on disappointment. That walk back is not so much the incident. I think in some ways my grandfather was subconsciously teaching me without knowing he's teaching
Mr.
me.
Miyagi lessons.
That walk from Ala Moana Beach Park, and if you're familiar with Ala Moana Beach Park, for those who've never been to Hawaii, Ala Moana Beach Park is about a 5-mile beach.
It's a big park. Yeah.
And
This is
they
a
lived
demonstration
east,
of Wirecast.
and I was on the west end of the beach. So I had to walk the
I mean, from one end of the park to the other is a long walk.
whole beach, which
Yeah.
takes about 25 minutes to half an
Probably
hour.
like at least 30 minutes, yeah.
And then from there, I had to walk the next, I think to Makiki, Date Street was about 11, 12 miles.
Yeah, definitely.
Did the walk 12 miles, but this is the best part about this whole story. I'm going to sum it up is that it was the walk that taught me the valuable lesson because I had to learn to deal with it, to get over
This is a
the crying and the
demonstration of
disappointment
Wirecast.
and the frustration before I got to my auntie's house because number one, pride.
Yeah.
Number two, my grandfather loved me, but he was a hard ass.
Mm.
And if he saw me crying, he'd be like, "Fuck you crying for?"
Yeah.
You know, and if I go, "Oh, I had this heartache," I don't know how he would have reacted, but in my mind, because he was a staunch military guy, would have been like, you know what, just suck it up and get your ass in the car. So I forced myself to evolve quickly. And I got there, got to the car, never spoke
This
about it.
is a demonstration
Never. In
of
fact,
Wirecast.
this is the first time I'm sharing that story with a lot of people because I don't talk about my life, but I'm starting to realize that in order for you guys to realize what a coach is, you have to understand that in order for you to find the right coach, you have to find people that have experienced the same amount of pain that you have. Because if they're standing here today coaching you, they've used the right lessons to propel them to the position of helping you.
Yeah.
This
They
is a
made it.
demonstration
If
of
they can make it, and
Wirecast.
it's, you know,
That old adage, they can make it, you can make it, you can do it, I can do it.
they
Yeah.
throw that adage out so loosely that we tend to have false beliefs.
Yeah.
When they say, "Oh, we made it," they think it's because I wear a Rolex, you know, I drive a fancy car, I got millions of dollars. Those things are great, and yes, being rich does make things a lot better.
Yeah.
But if you've got a shitty life now because you're just a shitty person, money's
How much
only going to
it's gonna amplify that.
magnify it,
Yep.
and you're going to be even more shittier. And
Mhm.
guess what? You're going to lose everything, and you're going to fall twice as hard.
This is
And
a
that's when you got
demonstration
to
of
kick your pride and say,
Wirecast.
okay, how do I fucking change this now? You know, so that's why a coach who has been through your problems, been through your difficulties, been through your situations. Like I told my friend the other day, I was mad at him. And me and him have a great relationship. And I'm not going to say his name because, you know, it's family, you know, but I was upset with him because he was going through a difficult time in his life that he was trying to sort out on his own. And I'm sorry if I'm explaining the story, but this, I think, relates to this very well.
Yeah.
And,
This is
you
a
know,
demonstration
I was being
of
selfish when he talked to
Wirecast.
me. And I have a conversation with him all the time, and I love him to death. I was mad, and I told him, fuck you. I was being selfish. I said, you know what, hey, let me give you some friendly advice. Fuck you. Because you didn't call me. And the reason why I said that was because, you know, it's like flying a plane into an uncharted territory without a map because you want to experience it. Okay, that's fine. But if you have a friend, a mentor, or a pilot of yours, a co-pilot
This
that
is a
has
demonstration
flown
of
there already,
Wirecast.
that has the map to navigate you, it's still not going to stop you from exploring, but at least you can fly on the right path where you can actually enjoy the flight. You know, and that's where you know, I got lost in translation. I didn't explain that to him until the next conversation, you know, which I apologize because as friends or family, it's okay at times to swear, and it's okay at times to, in fact, you really want somebody to be brutally honest with you, but at the same time, you have to respect
This is a
the
demonstration of
relationship. You have to respect it.
Wirecast.
It doesn't matter how fucked up things are, how bad the situation is. If you have blood, sweat, and tears with this person, or they are family to you, you've got to bring it down to that level at times, no matter how mad you are, because it's family, and no family member is perfect. You know, so when I called him the next day, I had him call me, and the first thing I let off with was, "Hey man, I am sorry," you know, because it bothered me. You know, and I explained myself that, look, I just, you know, I understand you wanted to go through it on your own,
This
but
is a
the reality is
demonstration
I
of
have been there,
Wirecast.
you know, and even though it might have been minor or nothing, I have been there at the worst depths of it by myself, on my own. And those are things you have to look for when you're trying to find a coach. You know, like getting back to the question, you know, how do you, you know, develop this mindset is you gotta seek out the information, you gotta seek out the knowledge, find yourself a mentor. Now this gets very confusing for people. Oh, find a
This
mentor.
is a
What do I have to
demonstration
physically
of
see somebody? What if they
Wirecast.
don't want to coach me? Yeah, if you can find somebody physically, that's fucking fantastic. But remember now, nowadays it's a business. People, time is money.
Yeah.
But if you can't afford that, then look at the people you emulate, people that you want to be. If you want to be Clark Kent, know everything about Clark Kent. Watch all his videos. If you want to be, you know, like an Ed Milet or Tony Robbins or Grant Cardone or whoever, the, you know, Gary Vaynerchuk, right? All these guys, right? You know, you watch their videos, study, pick up their books.
This is a demonstration
You may not have
of
them physically
Wirecast.
with you, but they are with you. Find a friend that's going to fucking challenge you that you hate at times.
Yeah.
But the hate is surface level hate. It's not internal hate.
Yeah.
That surface level hate is how you say I love you to difficult people.
Yeah.
You
You
know?
only hate them because they're telling you the truth.
That or you're mad at them, not hate is a strong word. You're mad at them because you know that they are wasting their time with people that they shouldn't be with, or not
This
reaching
is a
for their
demonstration
talent.
of Wirecast.
Yeah.
Or
That's
sorry,
frustrating.
not taking their talent to a skill set.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
And even mentors too. You don't have to go to someone and say, "Can you be my mentor?" They can be your mentor from afar. They could be your mentor and never have to know it.
right?
You know, find the qualities you like in them and be them, embrace them, and learn them, and bring that into your life.
No, that's true. I mean,
This is a
just ask them.
demonstration of
You know,
Wirecast.
how do you do what you do?
Yeah.
If you've never seen The Pursuit of Happiness, go watch that film.
Amazing.
Amazing. I mean, emotionally, it's still one of those films where it's like, wow, I get taken aback when I see it.
Yeah.
He basically just saw what he wanted and asked the guy, hey, man, how do you do what you do?
Yeah, how do you get here? Yeah.
And he did it, and he struggled, and he suffered, and it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
Go watch that film. You know what I mean?
And the thing I like about it is
just
he challenged assumptions. Like, everybody's doing it this way. Like, well,
This is a demonstration
I
of
can't compete with
Wirecast.
these guys. So he had to find another way to rise above them by doing everything unconventionally, by challenging all the assumptions, by challenging the status quo and saying, this is how we do it. Well, that's just how you do it. That doesn't mean that's the best way to do it. And that's how he won that job. If you haven't seen the movie, spoiler alert. But that's what we need to do in life.
Right.
Challenge those assumptions. That's a perfect example of that. You know, I don't like rewatching movies, but that is one that usually if I watch a movie one and done, I'll never see it again. That
This
movie
is a
I've watched
demonstration of Wirecast.
probably 5 or 6 times.
right? Attend seminars.
Mm-hmm.
That's within the field that you want to be
Yeah.
in. With the book
Webinars and stuff. There's so many things online nowadays. There's so
Right.
many coaching and schooling things. A lot of these are free. Major universities have free classes. You can take classes from MIT for free and Harvard and all these different schools for absolutely free online.
right? I mean, like even with the books, you know, if you've discovered your purpose or your passion, discovered your mentor,
Mm-hmm.
find books that align
This
with
is a
that.
demonstration of Wirecast.
Which means don't just buy any old book just
Yeah.
because it's a book.
Yeah.
You'll be wasting money. Wasting in a sense where you could, especially if you're tight on cash or
Yeah.
tight on finances,
Mm-hmm.
you could be putting that money towards efficient books.
Yeah.
You know, every book is great
Effective
to read, but
books.
you need efficient books that's going to get you effective results.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
the key thing
I
right
like
there.
that.
So,
I like that.
like for us, what we recommend for initially the mindset, because we have a ton of books, we read a lot. But for now,
Shelves.
you know, what I would recommend to you guys
This
Yeah.
a demonstration
is
of
these books right here,
Wirecast.
and we have no affiliation with these companies. We're not trying to push these books to anybody, you know, because of a purpose or whatnot. It's books that we felt that were extremely valuable. Okay, I'm going to give you the first 2 books right here. Okay, this is from Ryan Holiday. The first book is Ego is the Enemy. Tyson already showed this one earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, this book right here,
Amazing. Life-changing book.
he has another book called The Obstacle is the Way. Now, if you get no other books and only
This is a
these 2 books,
demonstration of
this is
Wirecast.
not only foundational,
Yeah.
it is life-changing. This
Mhm.
shit changed my life. It changed my thinking on things because up until this point, when I got this book almost 2.5 years ago,
Maybe 2 years ago, so yeah.
I was selfish.
Yeah.
And maybe not selfish in giving, because I give a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Selfish in thinking. I put my ego and my assumptions before other people and actually seeing intentions.
Mhm.
And actually figuring out that, hey, sometimes shit just is not
This is a
not worth it. You know what I mean?
demonstration of Wirecast.
These 2 books right here, get these 2 books, don't matter the cost. Go out and get it. And like I said, we are not affiliates with these books that we're going to recommend to you. We're trying to give you absolute value, things that have helped us
Mhm.
get to a level that we know we can not only help other people but grow beyond.
Mhm.
So these 2 books, foundational, okay?
Absolutely.
Ryan Holiday. Remember these 2 books. Okay, the next book I would tell you, I'm going to go with this one. It's called The Power
This
of
is a
Growth.
demonstration
You've
of
seen this guy on Shark
Wirecast.
Tank, Damon Johns,
FUBU,
FUBU.
yeah.
Read his FUBU stories, read all his books. But this one especially because for those that complain about, well, I'm broke, I don't know how, I don't have time, the struggle is real.
Mhm.
Hey, we've been through the struggle is real. But I'm going to be honest, this shit will change your mind.
Yeah.
Change your life.
Yeah.
Power of Growth, because it's all about the mindset. These are all mindset foundational books.
Yeah.
The next book I would tell you to get, and this is a long read, and for a lot of
This
people
is
it's
a
challenging because
demonstration
all
of
you see
Wirecast.
is, you know, 537 something pages in this book, or 35 pages. But this is from Tony Robbins, and trust me, any of his books are fantastic.
Yeah.
But this book in general, okay? I just reread this book again. Yeah, reread this book.
It's on my
Okay?
reread list.
This is one of those where it's like a Bible. You can
Mhm.
go back to different chapters after you read the book and build upon personal strategies. Okay, But this book, Awaken the Giant Within, it's an older book. Go find it.
This
Go
is a
get it.
demonstration of
Suck it
Wirecast.
up. Whatever. Okay, it's long chapters. You're looking at maybe 25 to 40 pages per chapter, but it's valuable.
But you know what?
Valuable.
30, 45 minutes a day, a few weeks, you'll be done with that book.
This is how I do it.
Yeah.
Start off with the subtopics. So each chapter usually has, one or two subtopics in there, or 3 or 4 subtopics. Start off, if you're not if you don't like to read at least 1 or 2 of those subtopics. If it's only 2 or 3 pages, that's
This is a
fine. If
demonstration
there's only 5
of
pages, it's fine. If there's only
Wirecast.
1 page,
Just a
it's fine.
paragraph. Just start somewhere.
You can't learn to sprint correctly for the Olympics until you start putting in the first few steps.
Yeah.
So to get to sprinting, which is reading 3 or 4 chapters at a time, I mean, I read half an hour and I'm getting through probably this much of the book. You know what I mean? It takes a process,
Mm-hmm.
and after you build up your level where you're reading, 5 pages, then a subtopic, then you read the whole chapter for a day. That's it. Even if you got to pick it up 10 times, you just keep going back to it until you finish that chapter.
And you know what's good too? You really want to get through books like this? Carry this stuff with you. And when you're standing in line, instead of grabbing your phone and checking your Facebook or playing Candy Crush, whatever the cool game is now, read a paragraph, a couple of sentences of this.
Right.
Keep this on you, and you'll be surprised. Every moment you're standing around and you're reaching for your phone, you're to kill some time or whatever, grab this and just read a few minutes. You'll knock these things out you'll read
Exactly.
so much more, and what you're going to discover is your mind is just going to grow and expand, and you're going to just become a better employee, an employer.
Right.
Whatever, it's just gonna explode your life.
This next book, it's called The Daily Stoic. This is when you start to elevate your reading. Okay.
Also
This
by
right here-
Ryan Holiday.
By Ryan Holiday. He's a trend here. He's on it now. This is based off of Stoicism back during the Roman times
Right.
and Greek times, whatever else.
100
Right.
AD.
Right.
2,000 years ago, give or take.
It's 366 days of meditation. This is not this. I'm sitting here
No.
elevating my life. No, it's elevating your mind. It's 1 page for each day. It's lined out
It's just a
every day.
short-
Every day for the month.
Yeah.
It's lined out. Okay. You just read the passage and let it soak in,
Yeah.
and do it every day by the date if you can.
Yeah.
But this book is also foundational because it starts to elevate your thinking on how the Stoics of our day used to think. The
Mhm.
Stoics were people in leadership.
Yeah.
People that would be great speakers,
Mhm.
be great motivators,
Yeah.
elevators. This is a fantastic book.
The key people in this book: Marcus Aurelius. He was the emperor of Rome, considered one of the great emperors. He died in, I think it was like 176 AD. Just to give you an idea how long this was. Seneca. He was a Roman senator. All these guys were wealthy, and the things that they thought about and talked about, it'll blow your mind. You never think these wealthy, powerful people would be thinking about this very inward thoughts and exercises. If you really like that book, there's a companion to that called the Daily Stoic Journal, and that'll give you a nice question to journal on. Just one question, one little passage per day, one question. I really got into the habit since November of when the journal came out, plus the Stoic book. Right, first thing in the morning, it just gets your brain on this new level of thinking.
Mhm.
And you're trying to answer these, and some of these questions, man, they're hard. Like I sit there for sometimes like,
This is a demonstration of
I don't
Wirecast.
understand, or I don't get it, or I don't know, and all of a sudden your brain starts kind of getting into gear, and the rest of your day, it's just like it goes smoother because you've kind of got the cobwebs out from the night and stuff, and you get this new thought and these new things to think upon. It's great. And if you follow me on Instagram or whatever, I generally post every day the day's page and also the kind of the question that goes along with it. And we can have a conversation about it on top of it. If you want to follow me on Instagram, where I do post about this, at Diddy Woods, and then we can have a great conversation about it. I absolutely love it.
Right. And this last book, and mind you, these are only books that I feel are foundational for mindset. We have other books that we
I'll get some
together.
recommendations after on top of some of these.
I have some other books that are for business
Yeah.
things and whatnot, which we will share in the later episodes and whatnot. But this final book right here by Jocko
Jocko Willink.
Willink and Leif Babin.
Leif Babin, yeah.
Babin.
This is a
Sorry if I
demonstration
mispronounced
of
the names,
Wirecast.
but extreme ownership.
Yeah.
This book, out of the other books that I gave you, read this one last.
Yeah.
Because you want to talk about imprinting, a lasting, way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
This book, if you do not know how to take extreme ownership of your life, of issues or problems, and you're continually blaming other people, you're never going to solve shit.
Nope.
Never going to solve shit. I'm not going to spoil what's in this book. It's a great read and great for building and developing your mindset, because this, the reason why I want you guys to start it with obstacle is the way and ego is the enemy, because it starts to set you on that journey.
Yeah.
That mental journey of, how to change my life and who's actually at fault.
Mm-hmm.
What's really been getting in my way? Is it the job? Is it the schooling? Is it parents? Is it friends? What is it? Those two books will set you on the journey, and this book will be the culmination. It'll sit there. You'll sit there and go, "Fuck, I did not know that.
Yeah.
And I should have." But now you do. Now you understand.
Yeah.
And this also will be in as a recommendation for business books, because this is a great leadership book. But leadership will be for another topic.
Yeah.
But right here,
It's a good foundational book.
right here.
You guys are, Jocko Willink was I don't know if you can say former, but is a retired Navy SEAL commander. And they did a few tours in Afghanistan and whatnot and stuff. So these guys, they know what it's like to be in the trenches.
Demonstration
And they speak from that place, and it's great.
None of those books are motivational books.
No, none of them.
That's not what we do.
No
here.
fluff, no rah-rah.
We're I give credit to the other guys that are providing motivation for people, but motivation to me at times, if it's not built correctly or if it's not taught correctly, it tends to spiral.
But motivation only works in the moment. Once the YouTube video's off, once you leave the building, it wears off.
Motivation is one step away from an excuse.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because we sit there in the moment motivated, but we don't have the action.
But you leave that building, you leave that thing,
it.
you don't take action, you don't do nothing.
It's kind of like a rocket during 4th of July. The rocket itself gets plugged into the ground, and it's like excited because I get to get shot up to the sky. Fuck yeah! I'm gonna just shoot and just make this beautiful thing, and then it just sits there because nobody likes it.
This is a demonstration
Maybe it's self-fighting. I don't know, but it never gets ignited, and it's waiting there in anticipation, and the point where it's just sitting there going, fuck it.
Yeah.
When I get lit, I'll get lit.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta understand that. Motivation is not only how you interpret it, but what you do about it.
Yeah.
And most guys don't do it. That's why when you guys go to the gym, I lift really well when I have partners there. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you going to the gym tomorrow? No, my friend canceled on me.
Yeah.
This is a demonstration.
Why do you need your friend? Oh, because you need them to spot me.
Yeah.
Oh, like you're lifting really heavy weights. Okay. Well, you do know that they have other machines that are, with cables.
Yeah.
That are, maybe not as manly, but you have to understand that even bodybuilders of today use those nautical machines or whatever. I don't know the correct terminology for it, but you always have a way.
Yeah.
Just like that book says, obstacle is the way. You always have the way. But that is my recommendation for books. And trust me, you get that and you reread those books and you use those books as your first year foundation. The house you build on top of that will withstand any storm, any problem, any issue, because it teaches you about yourself. And at the end of the day, you control yourself. The three things you control, right? You control your choices, your commitment, and your consistency. All with yourself. I can't control him. I can't control her. I can't control the dog. I can only give reasoned choices and how I accept it.
Yeah.
This person wants to, my wife goes out and cheats. I'm not saying my wife, I love my wife, she doesn't do that. But let's say, you're sitting there going, well, my wife just went out and cheated on me. Well, then face the situation and understand, okay, what's the real problem there? And if you guys can't reconcile from that, like really reconcile, because I know I'm jumping subjects here, but what I really hate in life and what's one of my pet peeves is, I can forgive, but I can't forget.
Then you're not forgiving.
Think about that now. Really, really think about that, because if you can truly forgive, then you have to forget. Because if you don't forget, you're continually thinking about it. And every time it creeps up that, hey, it's all fun at first when you come to the Christmas dinner, we're drinking beer, talking stories, 6 beers in, you're over here going, that fucking guy screwed my wife.
Yep.
Fuck him, I hate him, but you're still smiling, you're still drinking beers. Four beers
but
later.
I forgive him, but I forget him.
4 beers later, you're taking your shirt off, you're yelling out for your ex-wife, and you're like, fuck you, man, it's all your fault. Because you didn't forget. You know, and I understand sometimes the mistakes made by people can be very egregious, can be very, you know, hard to overcome. Yeah. But it works both ways. Because you have to understand it from the person's perspective that's getting shit on. I've done everything possible to make amends and make it right and move forward because I still want to provide value. But you want to sit there and waste your life, and it hurts me to see you waste your life. So think about it from that perspective. If you're going to forgive, forget. It didn't happen. And if it was that bad, then you guys shouldn't be talking.
This is a demonstration of
If you cannot say, I cannot forget, I will never forget, then me and you cannot be friends, we cannot be associates, we cannot, you know, if you guys are exes, you guys can never talk to each other. I don't care how hot the candle was. It is what it is, because if not, it's going to lead down that road. You know, and this all leads back to the mindset and those books that are recommended. But what are your books that you would recommend on top of those?
Those are all on my list. I'll get a few that aren't. And this is from my perspective, my point of view. I like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I have some of these books I can pull off the shelf, but you know what I'll do? I'll put links to all these books that we recommend, him and I, on our website, winthewarfromwithin.com. You go to the replays, you'll have this replay here. I'll also link them out in the YouTube and stuff. If I can link them on Facebook and stuff, I will. If not, you can go over there and check them out there. But Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This was written in the Depression in the 1920s. And you know, if I never told you that pick this book up, you would have thought this guy wrote this in like 2008, 2009. We had this last financial crisis. It's like the same shit over again,
right?
And you know, in this book, he interviewed at the time the 500 wealthiest businessmen there was. You know, Henry Ford, was it Andrew Carnegie, and all those guys. I kind of was having a drawn up like right now. All the 500 wealthiest people at the time, you know, that was back then. Unbelievable book. And then also another one, the score takes care of itself. It's written by Bill Walsh. He's a football coach of the San Francisco 49ers. Unbelievable book. Unbelievable book. I mean, yes, I'm a 49ers fan, but if you're not a 49ers fan, the things in this book and the things that these guys did, I mean, he took, you know, the San Francisco 49ers from the worst team in NFL in 1979, 2-12. The next year, the first year he took over, they went 2-12 again. The next year after that, they won the Super Bowl because of the principles and the mindset and these different things that he set up and he put in place. He told everybody, listen, I know we're losing now, whatever, but we keep down this path and we keep on these things and we do the right things every day. The score will take care of itself. We'll win the games. And then the next year he won Super Bowl. He went on to win 3 more Super Bowls with the San Francisco 49ers. And has gone down as one of the greatest coaches ever. But that book, it's amazing. And then my next one, Ray Dalio's new book, Principles. The way this guy thinks is just incredible. He's like systematized his entire life. If you know who Ray Dalio is, he's one of the most successful hedge fund people in the world. He has pretty much not lost money in over 20 years for his clients. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, unbelievable book. It's a thick book, but it's not a heavy read because it's these short little, like the beginning of the book's little heavy, kind of goes into the story and his kind of background, how he kind of formulated everything. But once you kind of get past that, which is riveting in and of itself. That beginning would have been a great book in itself. And the points he goes into after that, they're real short little things, and it's really broken down so quite nicely. Another one I just reread the other day, As a Man Thinketh. It's a short, quick read. I don't know if you've read that, but it's got a little bit of a religious undertone. I'm not into that kind of stuff, but it's easy to look past because, you know, it's just the core, the little gems and the little golden nuggets in there. Just makes you think, and it's just, you know, it helps set you up for success. And then another one I really like is Anti-Fragile by
This
Nassim
is a
Taleb.
demonstration of
He also wrote The
Wirecast.
Black Swan, and he's got another book coming out, and Fooled by Randomness. I mean, all those books are great, but Anti-Fragile, the thought process that went into really making up this word and kind of the framework around that, it just makes you think in this new kind of way. And this, to me, all these books, they really invoke, asking questions, thinking about things differently, challenging assumptions, testing things, and all these things. To me, that's part of developing a
This
great
is a
mindset.
demonstration
Is
of Wirecast.
that skill to learn and to research and to do these things and find the ways, find the solutions. And that's why these are kind of books on my thing. Another one I really like and I really recommend, Thinking Fast and Slow. I forget the author. It's a thick book, and it gets really heavy. It probably took me like 2 months to get through that book. But it goes through these little psychological things,
This is a
and
demonstration
all these little
of
things, these little
Wirecast.
cues and stuff that we pick up from around the world, and the way people make like websites and stuff, and different fonts and the colors of things, and it just opens up your eyes to all these things that are around us that we just kind of see and we look at, but really there's so much little subtleties that go into things and trick your mind and make you hungry or thirsty or the colors of fonts can make you believe things before you even read them. Unbelievable. And then my last recommendation, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's one of those old time classics. And like I said, I'll put links to all these books, so it's really easy for you guys to check them out on winthewarfromwithin.com under this replay, and also on YouTube. And if I can put them on Facebook or wherever else, I'll put a link. Real easy for you guys to get them if you want to check them out. I want to second what he said. If you're gonna start with any books, I would say start with Ego is the Enemy and Obstacle is the Way, and then kind of move your way through that list.
Right, just make sure to write that down. winthewarfromwithin.com.
Yeah.
That is how you can get in contact with us. Whatever else, that is our website. Hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, whatever social
Twitter,
media you
same
have.
thing.
Add both of us if you
Yeah.
don't have us.
Yeah.
You got any final thoughts that you want to?
Yeah, kind of reiterate again. Test assumptions, test your beliefs, make adjustments. Test again, make adjustments. Learn. Seek out advice. Seek out mentors. Seek out coaches. This isn't about entrepreneurship. It's about being a better human, a better neighbor, brother, sister, husband, wife, whatever. I want you guys to just be the best people you can be, and understand you can have success in doing what you want to do. It doesn't have to be what society tells you is success. You have to get to X amount of this, that, money, cars, whatever. Success is doing what you want to do. Choosing what you want to do. You want to be, the sump pump guy driving a big shit truck tank, like on what's that? Mike Rowe was that show he had? Dirty Jobs.
Mm-hmm.
That guy pumping up the septic tanks. He loved that job because he enjoyed what he did. He was doing it because he wanted to. He chose to do that. And that's what we want you guys to do. We want you guys just to empower you and bring you guys down this path. And that's what this whole thing is about, winning the war from within. It starts within here. It starts within your mind. It starts with your mindset. And when you can win these battles every day, it's just amazing.
Right. Like I said, we're unconventional. This is not, a video that other people put up about motivation or inspiration or whatnot. And this is why we're not capped by a time limit. Even though I understand for some of you, wow, this guy's been going on for almost 2 hours now. Our intent is
Listen to the 3-hour Jocko podcast of the day.
Our intent is to provide you value. And because it's recorded and this and that, if you can't make the live, that's fine. You can still go back to it and watch it here and there and break it up into parts. But we don't want to limit the value that we can provide to you guys. And we really hope you guys do find value out of it. Not only on the social media sites that you can follow us, but I also have a blog, justinlook3.com, where you guys can read. I post a blog every week.
Mm-hmm.
I have no specific day I post it, but it's every week. I'll put it up on Facebook and Instagram that, hey, I put up a
This is
new
a
blog. And you
demonstration
just
of Wirecast.
click on the link, because I'll repost the blog on top of my social media, and you can follow it. It's on personal development. Like I said, we are not clinical psychologists. We are transformational coaches. If you want to reach us for anything, we love doing Q&A. We love doing seminars and this and that. We love talking and conversating.
If you can tell, 2 hours later.
And more than likely, if you're seeking value and you're seeking to change your life, you're seeking to create the right mindset,
This is a
like all the
demonstration
things
of
we've talked about today, and
Wirecast.
you just don't know how to do it, follow this show. Now, it may not always go 2 hours. It might go longer. It might go shorter, whatever else. But follow this show, because we're going to blow your mind. Right now, this is our first time going live.
Yeah.
Our first time putting out.
I've never done it personally. Have you ever done it personally?
Not on social media. It's not my first time in front of a camera.
No, yeah.
I'm not saying, I'm trying to toot my own horn
No,
here,
yeah.
but this is our first time as a company we're going public.
Mm-hmm.
And our intent here
This
is
is
to
a
provide you guys
demonstration of
value. We
Wirecast.
want to help. We want to stroke conversation and whatnot. So add us, tune in every Thursday, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And if you can't, just mark your calendars and look for the replays.
Check the replay. I like to watch
Right.
things 2 times speed. That's me.
Right?
And then to kind of close up here, I wanted to do a little something for everybody. I like giving gifts. I think it's great.
Who doesn't like receiving?
I know who like giving gifts. I like giving gifts. Something I like to do.
Wirecast.
I'm gonna give away 2 of my favorite books that came out last year. I had this on the side. I've been meaning to give them away for a while. And today's the day. So first book, one of his recommendations. Boom, here it is for you. I got it to give away. David
Awesome.
John's Power Broke.
Awesome.
And also Tony Robbins, Unshakable. If you need, this is great. I don't care how much money
It'll get your
you're doing out.
financial shit straight.
This book, Tony, he lays it all out. He gives it to you. It's easy to read. It's a great, great book. It'll change your financial
This is
life.
a demonstration
It'll
of
change your
Wirecast.
mind, and then also give you better, financial rewards. And then you can use this to keep all that money and give it away to some other people and do good things in this world. But both of these books, I'm going to give this away to somebody. So to qualify for the giveaway, what we'd like you to do is follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And for each one of those you follow, that's an entry for each of those. So you follow us, go ahead, head over to Facebook, Win the War from Within.
This
Like
is
us
a
on Facebook,
demonstration of
Instagram, and
Wirecast.
Twitter. And then we're going to go ahead and pick somebody this time next week, and we'll announce the winner of these 2 amazing books. So go ahead and go over there and follow us, and then you can go ahead and win one of these books.
So remember, winthewarfromwithin.com. That's where you need to go to find out more information about our company, the services we provide, and basically what we do. And always remember that our purpose is to provide value, guidance,
This is
and
a
leadership to those who seek
demonstration of Wirecast.
transformational growth.
Absolutely.
Keep that in mind. We'll see you guys next week, Thursday at 8 p.m. Mark your calendar. Add us to all the social media stuff you guys can. Please leave comments.
Ask
Like,
questions.
it doesn't matter what the questions are. We will respond. And we hope to see you guys or hear from you guys soon. You guys have a blessed day now. We're good.